Hey all, No Null here. So today I'm going to do something that's a bit late because it's end of January, but I just thought I remembered that I wanted to do this at some point. So I'm going to be doing a tier list video basically of all the 2022 SMG4 videos, only the SMG4 series, so not the Mario Does things. I mean, most of those would be mid anyway, and probably go in these tiers anyway. So you're not losing much. There's not many I'd consider A or S. I thought I'd do this because I just forgot to do it when it was something I definitely wanted to do at some point. So, 2022 overall, I think it was. I think it was a bit over. Sort of would over hated be the word? I just think it got a lot more negativity about it than really was. It wasn't as bad as people say it was, I don't think. And this is because I think most of the most episodes overall were at least pretty solid in my opinion. I don't think there were any apps there were that many stinkers. There wasn't that many bad videos. I just think the year after Revelations, which is when people say the series fell off, I think the reason people think 2022 is as bad as its reputation currently is because of three main things really. The lawsuit arc, just how that was handled completely. The Psycho arc, mini arc, which also how that was handled. It was rushed and stuff. Particular infamous episode, also probably didn't help. So I'm just I guess I'll start off then. I don't have anything else to say. I just think 2022, I think a lot of the normal episodes were, pretty solid. I don't think they were that bad at all. So anyway, let's start with, obviously, this is going, Revelations, that's S tier. If you know me, I'm into the lore, I'm into the arcs, I'm into all the story more than anything. So this is, this shouldn't be surprising. This is obviously going to be S tier. Don't know what you expected. This is this was just really good. One of my favourite SMG4 episodes ever. Really, I don't really want to go into a whole review of Revelations. I'm sure I must have said it already why I like it so much. But, all the lore. It was one of the best animated episodes. It was a really, really nice change of pace from what the ending and arc. It was just really good. 10 out of 10. Awesome. Probably my favourite thing to come out of this year. What do we have here? So if Mario was in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic Movie 2. This one, so I don't know where to put this, to be honest with you. This one's just it was just whatever. Sort of basically what I think the worst SMG4 episodes are, basically, is if they're just not very memorable. I think that's the worst thing someone can do. Because if it's, even really terrible things, even terrible episodes, at least they're memorable. You'll remember them. So I think mediocrity is honestly the worst thing you can do. And this one, it's not bad. It's just not very memorable. I'd argue it's probably one of the least memorable episodes of this year. And typically the episodes after arcs are pretty good, but this one, I don't know, it's just sort of weak. I didn't really care much about it. It's not really something I'd go back and watch, This one, Welcome to Mario Mart, I really like this one. I'll put it an A. I really like this one. I thought this, had loads of characters, sort of Bob and Swag interact again. It was just a really fun little thing. It's also where we got the old man egg meme, which you can't complain about. The Mario documentary. Oh, I don't know. I definitely like this one too. Again, I think most normal episodes of this year were pretty solid. This one, I enjoyed it quite a lot. I'm glad that they finally released it because they teased it in 2021 at the end of Genesis, and yeah, I think it was worth the wait. I think it was good. It was also the introduction of Karen. I just thought it was very enjoyable. It was a nice change on how they usually do things, because obviously it's a documentary. I like the David Attenborough impression that I think probably was it James. It sounded like he was when he did that. Mario Goes to the Zoo. This one is probably like top of B. It's really fucking random. Like it was really one of the most random videos. It's age restricted now actually. But I can bypass that. But not many other people can. But like, I don't know why it was age. Was it because it had nudity in it? What the hell was the anyway? Yeah, it's just they had a weird title change actually. This used to be World War Monkey and it had a different thumbnail. I think I prefer that old one. This one is just a bit less interesting. Mario Goes to the Zoo. Yeah, it was really fucking random. It was really funny, but I don't know. I wouldn't consider it particularly. You know, it doesn't stand out that much. I don't think. Mario, what was it? He goes Mario. I can't see what the title. You know, this is their first like major Karen appearance. Yeah, I think this one had the weirdest fucking ending, and I really liked it. Just out of nowhere, just fucking Colonel Sanders. It was just so odd. The end was so odd after a pretty reasonably structured episode. But yeah, it was that was quite funny. I really enjoyed this one, especially because we got to see more Karen, and obviously always like new characters and exploring them. The Cursed Tapes. I can't remember what general consensus of this was. I really liked it because it was, it's very different. It's very, we got a lot of horror-like SMG4 episodes this year that were like not that funny. They sort of there was obviously funny moments in there, but like they sort of actually focused a bit on the horror side. I always like it when they do that in a series because it's quite rare and also it's quite different to what you usually see. Because usually it's all comedy and stuff and not too serious. So I really like this one. Also because it had a pretty good interpretation of Maggie. Like, Maggie was written well in this one. I think most people agree on that. So yeah, this was a strong one. I think I put it above the laundry one because I just think it's more memorable in a way. But it's very different. This one, I'll put it at the top of B. I thought it was really funny and really well animated when it came out. I don't even know how popular it actually is, the Disney one. It's one I wouldn't have thought I liked it as much as I did because I'm not a big fan of episodes of just Mario, and it's just basically those episodes for the formula if he goes to different sort of it goes from scene to scene basically. I'm not usually a massive fan of those kind of episodes typically, with some exceptions. But this one, I really liked it. I put it at the top of B. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of these types of episodes, but yeah, it was surprisingly funny. I really liked how they continued the plot with Goofy, and it just got fucking weird. I really like that. Do Not Enter. This one, obviously, I like lore and I like seeing more character stuff. This one was a good one. It was also quite funny. But yeah, so we got to see Kaiser for the first time. And also, yeah, I just think it was really good. It's also the first time we got Elsie as Maggie's voice, and I think she does a pretty good job. I don't know what voice I prefer. We've had Elsie for long enough to be able to tell, I think, but I don't know, I'm still undecided if I prefer her voice or Lizzie's. But yeah, this one, I just thought it was I thought it was funny, I thought it was enjoyable, I thought it was memorable, and obviously it had new character, well, it was hinting at some character development and, new lore and stuff. Unfortunately, the mini arc didn't really, satisfy on that front, but, it's a nice, way of beginning that sort of plot, I think. This one, meh, I don't care. I think it was, I think when they do these type of scene from scene videos, they can be funny and entertaining, but, they're not memorable. You probably won't go back to them. I think it was probably better than the Sonic one, though. Probably, I don't know. I haven't actually seen the Sonic one in a while. I like they continued the Swag and Sonic thing with them getting married in the Sonic video. I don't know. I think I preferred if I had to watch one of them, I think I'd go back and watch the Mario one. FNAF Security Breach, again, I mean, obviously, Freddy Spaghetti Trio is obviously probably the thing they're most well known for, SMG4. This is probably their biggest series. But I don't know, it just wasn't, obviously just, it's one of those episodes with just Mario in it, and, if you've seen my my Hopes of 2023 video, then I'm not a big fan of those. I wish they'd at least include someone else with Mario, but that's probably my most favourite so far. There was some funny stuff in it, like the use of the kill yourself meme, but this is not that memorable. I wouldn't go back to it, really. But obviously, for people who like the Sugetsuya series, it was, nice to see it back, and I think it was, maybe they could have done a few more references to the older videos, but I think it was a not good continuation of that series, a good comeback of it. This one, I really like the pawn shop video. Obviously, it's one of my highlights for the animation this year. I'd say it was very, very well animated. So was I thought I mentioned. So was all the Psycho mini arc videos. I think all had great animation. But pawn shop one, it was I liked. It was focused on Mario. Had barely any presence in it. It was focused on Bob and Meggy. So not only was it not focused on Mario, it was focused on other characters, which is always a nice change of pace. It was focused on two characters who we don't see interact that much, and it was nice to see their relationship develop a bit. And it was just really good overall. I mean, I know some people don't like how Meggy was characterized. Anger issues. I think this was the first part of that, I guess, because this was the first time we saw her. Elsie's Meggy, and they both sort of have a different, in these two episodes, this is where her new sort of Meggy personality, I think, sort of develops to fit her voice a bit more. But I think it was really funny. I thought it was really well animated. It was really interesting, see Bob and Meggy in a video starring together, and it was a nice change of pace. No matter, also, I mean, I don't think Meggy should have anger issues, but it was pretty funny when she in that one scene. That was funny. This one, the beheaded video, I really like this one. I really like Kaizo. So obviously I'm really annoyed that we don't see him much, and that we don't see him ever really interact with Mario again, even though I liked how they did their relationship in that video. Also, the animation was really good in this one. Probably one of the best in the entire year. And it was just really good. It was nice to see a new character. It was also nice to see Wimpu again. But yeah, this was a highlight of the year for me. I really enjoyed this one. I don't know what the fan consensus is of it, but I really like this one. I also really like this one, the car door. Oh my god, how did I forget to mention this? Reader made his debut in this one. I mean, to be fair, he didn't have that notable of appearance in the pawn shop video, and he wasn't his best appearance, obviously. There was nothing that interesting about him in this video, but this video, we got the introduction of my boy properly. His name was revealed, and he was really funny, and we found some lore in this one that he's Shumi's grandfather. I didn't predict that, and he was also this was I'm glad they did a sequel to the Pinkus episode, because this one was also really funny. I think some people, I do think the original is better. You can't really top stuff that's so iconic, but this one is a worthy successor. This was really funny. It was also nice to see Swag and Chris again, especially Chris, because this was one of the major roles he got in a few major roles he got in 2022. And we also saw Mark and Greg again, which was cool, even though they didn't speak or anything. They did have I think there was also that Teletubby who they worked for also appeared in it. That was cool to see. In this one scene you might miss, I'm sure he appeared in it, in the montage scene. But yeah, this was a really good, really funny, focused on multiple characters. It was just overall, this was a very good episode, very strong episode. As you can see, there's loads to get into A tier, and that's honestly because I think a lot of the standalone episodes, in my opinion, were pretty solid. Right? I don't think there were many stinkers. Five Nights at Freddy's Be Like video. This one, I just couldn't care less for. Like, I don't think, again, it's not terrible. I definitely would prefer the other Freddy video over this one. I think this is just one of the least memorable sort of scene by scene videos this year. Like, I can't really remember much about it, to be honest with you. I remember Markiplier was funny in it. They did some funny stuff with Markiplier, but that's what it. I can't tell you much more about it. Mario Gets Lit. Yes, it's probably end of A tier. This one I thought was, I think there was a lot of good with this episode. Also, we got CSDs for the first time. We got to see Kaizo again. I wish, I think Beheaded and Gets Lit were setting up something good with Kaizo. But then obviously they messed that up with the meme games. But there's a lot of funny stuff in it. We saw loads of characters. My biggest complaint with it is that it felt, when I was watching it for the first time, I've rewatched it, I don't think it's that bad, but the first time I watched it, something that was off about the pacing to me. I don't know why. Maybe because it switched between different characters a lot. I don't know, it just seemed, I can't really describe it, it just seemed weirdly paced. But I thought also this thumbnail is really good. Like, I don't know why, there's something really good about this thumbnail. I think it's the background, but also something about Mario in this. Like, it just looks really good compared to like this one. Like the Mario Mart episode is really good, but I don't know. There's just something. Actually, I'm gonna move this down a bit. Actually, I think I put this too high. But and there's just something really good about this thumbnail. I've no fucking clue why. It just seems so good to me. Anyway, this was a pretty good episode. I just wish it was part of a proper arc. To basically, I think if this was part of a proper Psycho arc, it would probably be one of the Rico episodes. But yeah, it was. I liked what it was trying to do. Setting up Kaizo. I liked his C's. I liked seeing quite a lot of characters. I don't have too many complaints about it. It's just it's just one of those. Well, it's not as memorable as like the higher end A tier ones. I don't think. It's honestly bordering B almost. If it wasn't for some of the stuff near the end of the season, Kaizo and stuff. Mario does it to him. And again, this one had it was during this time in 2022 when the animation was just suddenly really good on the series, and it's still really good. This is a quality they've maintained, but this is when it started to first happen. I was really surprised with how good that ending fight scene was. That was really good. And this one was really funny to me. This was definitely a solid episode. It's very memorable. It's just very fucking strange. We saw Bowser again briefly. I think it was his last notable appearance outside of Wotfi. That was it. But yeah, this one was just strange, and I really liked it. This is such a almost like obscure meme. I don't think many people know of the "does it to him" meme. I didn't. This was the first time I ever saw this meme. Like, the first time I ever saw the Backrooms meme was from the SMG4 episode, so maybe this meme will blow up one day and they've got to it early, like the Backrooms. But this was a really solid episode in my opinion. It was cool to see them make original Mario models for this one standalone episode. They haven't really used those models since. So I think they used the Supreme model in a Mario Reacts video once. I can't remember which one. They're all sort of the same to me. And they just blow into one big episode. Those Nintendo meme ones were most of the time. And then I think they used this one he's wearing here in the pranks one, when he's like pretending to be gay, but that's about it. So it's cool to see them make original models for like one-time use for Mario. Oh my god, I don't care about this one. I just don't think it was that funny. It's not memorable, the Minions one, where this, just had Mario in it. The SMG4 briefly appeared. This is like, I just don't care. Like, I don't think many people remember this episode. Honestly, if I was asked to list the 2022 episodes, I would have forgotten about this one. Just not memorable. I hope we don't see many videos like this one in 2023. It's just not memorable at all, man. Meme games. This one is really, really good. Like, this was really funny. The animation was really good. The song at the end. I think it was a good song the first time I listened to it, but the more you listen to it, the better it gets. I think if you didn't like the song at the end that much, you should re-listen to it a few times. Trust me, it's really good. This is just a really strong episode. I really, really like the meme games. The only thing dragging it down is how it concluded the Psycho and Kaiser arc. Because I liked how the challenges, I think Sybil's pointed this out, that the challenges actually led into the main story, because the Psycho and Kaiser developed in the challenges. But it's just, that shouldn't have been how the arc ended. It was just so strange that that's how they finished off that character arc. It seemed like they were building up a proper arc, like Revelations, where every 3 weeks there'd be a new episode of the arc. But no, it was just finished there. That's so weird. Like, we thought it was just originally, no one expected this to continue the arc, so I guess that was sort of a twist. But it's just this, it's really strong. It's just brought down, I might have even considered it S tier. That's how much I really liked the meme games. I thought it was really funny, really well done. It just gets dragged down by the fact that it had to do with the Psycho and Kaiser stuff. This could have been worked as the end of that, but I think obviously Mario shouldn't have been the end villain, and there should have been loads of episodes before this, really, of the Psycho and Kaiser mini arc. Right? This shouldn't have been the penultimate episode. Clown Fever, it was alright, I guess. I liked Depresso. He was cool to see. It was nice to see that I was right, that clown guy from Does It To Them was an original character. But Depresso, he isn't the most interesting side character. He hasn't actually been depressed in a while. I can't remember. I think this was the last time he was. I guess he was depressed in the Christmas special, but I don't know. He doesn't fit his name very well at the moment, because he never seems depressed to me, except in this one. And he isn't that interesting, but I like his design. I think he has potential to be rather funny. He could even be a good villain, I think. The end of this, a lot of people thought might be a clown arc, and in retrospect, I think it was obvious there wouldn't. But because also I don't think they would have been. Because if this was the beginning of an arc, obviously I know the lawsuit arc was quite similar to the YouTube arc, but I feel like that would make it too similar to the first episode of the YouTube arc with SMG4 becoming evil. Well, he was already evil, but start something. And this is that would be too similar. But I think he has potential, like Depresso, and he has been funny in all the scenes I think he's been in since this episode. He's always been entertaining, but one, I just don't think he fits the name too well at the moment. He isn't depressed that much, and two, we need to see a bit more of him maybe, and I think he can be. I think he has potential. But the episode overall, it was just alright, I guess. It wasn't bad. I think it's memorable, but it's just it's not the most interesting. It's not the most funny. It's not. It's pretty solid. I'd say that's the most I can say about it. Oh, this one. Right, so Last Man on Earth video. I think this was a really, really interesting video, and I actually really, really liked it. Because the part where he's alone is pretty alright, but when it starts to go off the walls, where becomes just goes absolutely bonkers. It doesn't even make any sense with the computers and everything. I really liked that. I really, really liked that. But then I wish it ended differently. I thought about this video in the Hopes of 2023 video I made. But sorry, I'm not going to repeat that much here. But I really liked it. The problem with this episode is the ending, and even though I don't think the ending is actually that bad, I just think it should have ended differently, because not only was the reason they were all missing dumb, but also the way I know it's controversial with some people that they're all mean to Mario, I guess, So yeah, they should have changed the ending should have been different. And then I think this one would have been an A tier for me. Honestly, it was just so crazy. I really liked it. What was this called again? It was like Mario Wants Absolute Power. I thought, I think the main purpose of this episode was to have Niles again appear, but like not be part of an arc, not be an obvious part of an arc. So he just seemed like a normal sort of character, like an unsuspecting side character. And I mean, overall, it was right. Kermit was funny. Swag was funny in it. I think the moments of Niles were good. He was actually quite funny in the video, actually, but it wasn't that great. I don't think it wasn't. I'll put it here in the middle of B tier, which is a Y, I guess. It's better than these videos, but I don't know. I don't have much to say about it really. I liked Kermit though. Who voices him? I'm not sure who voices him. The SMG4 gets sued, was it? Or I can't remember. This one, that was pretty solid. I'll put it bottom of A. No, I'll put it here. This was obviously I liked Laura Kong in this episode before we knew it was an arc. He was funny. Meggie was done well in this video, written well. She was written well throughout the lawsuit arc, I think. And there was nice moments at the end. I really liked the end. It almost reminded me of Metasona season 1 ending. And I quite liked it. I liked how they did Mario and Meggie. And I think it was pretty funny. I liked how Lawyer Kong and the ninjas fought with like Nintendo stuff and lawyer stuff. I think that was pretty decent. Mario's bus trip. This one was alright. I think its purpose in the Revelations arc was good. We got Niles' name. We saw I guess fake development between Melanie and Niles, since Niles was always faking it, which is kind of why he acted a bit strange, because he was one minute he was like bullying her, the next he was giving her advice, and that can actually be explained by how he was a fake persona, so that's why it felt weird. But this, I think it served its purpose in the Revelations arc as well. But overall, I think it was just alright. There were some funny moments, but it's memorable. But I don't think it was anything that special. So yeah, I'll just put that at top of B tier. Uncanny Mr. Mario is a very good one. It's a very unique idea, very very unique idea. And usually I don't like Mario centered videos, but this one's the exception. This one was good. If they're always this quality, then I wouldn't mind. I don't know where to put it though. I think I'll put it here. It was a really good, really interesting concept, and it was really funny. So very good episode. NFT episode I don't care about. It was. I liked how ridiculous it got at the end. I always like how they get ridiculous, but yeah, I also like the joke at the end that they wouldn't do NFTs. But yeah, I mean it was just alright, I guess. What's weird? One thing weird about the NFT episode is that it's very similar to the zoo episode in a way, because basically Mario and Bob are initially having fun with each other, but then in this one Mario goes insane, and I like how in a way he sort of learnt from this, and then when Bob goes insane in this one, he's Mario's sort of the voice of reason compared to like Bob in this one. I thought that was pretty interesting actually. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I quite enjoyed that detail. That seemed like Mario actually developed from this random ass episode. He actually developed a bit. Godbox episode. I love this one. I love the lore. Where do I put this? This was I like the Godbox one a lot. I haven't done Absolute Betrayal. This one was very strong. I always like in lore ones. Just from a lore perspective, this was a great episode. Which is also nice to see Box Club leader after so long. He was good in that one. As well as SMG1 and 2 and SMG3, first time we saw them in 2022. And everything about this episode, I just really like this episode. Mario is really funny in it. I like it when he's not. I mean, he was sort of bad. He kidnapping people, but I like it when he's sort of neutral in this sort of stuff. It's just kind of funny. Anyway, Roblox video, don't care about, boring. Predictable twist. I mean, Ufio could be funny. I like the thing where him, I'll take you to Jesus. That was unexpected, but yeah, it's just a bit boring. I wish, as I said in my Hopes for 2022 video, when I used this as an example, like, why didn't Tari do anything in this? Like, she appeared at the beginning and didn't appear again. Like, why didn't she come into the game as a Roblox avatar? Why is it just Mario there? Also, I feel like they could have done more interesting stuff with Roblox. Like, I've played Roblox. There was some weird stuff they could have done with this one, and they didn't really do it. Just thought it was a bit odd. It seemed like the Roblox games were connected by like hub roles, which I guess makes sense because all the Roblox games are connected in the launcher, or I don't know. It's just weird. I wish they did something different with it. They should have kept Ufio, but like I wish they did something different with it. Yeah, for then Ufio becomes evil at the end. It's Roblox. They could have done anything with it. Oh shit! If I got disc, fuck. The mail, I hope, did those Discord pings aren't picked up by this recording. Anyway, what do we have next? Damn, I'm recording for 30 minutes now. The floor is lava. This one was a solid one. It was nice to see Boobkins again, properly. I think I've put it. Boobkins, he had a major role. Did he have any major roles outside of this? Like, in the Welcome to Mario Mart one, he doesn't have a major role. He's not one of the main characters in that one. Is this was he a main character in any other videos? I honestly can't think of any in 2022. Anyway, it's nice to see him properly in a main role again, and hopefully we see him in a main role more times than once in this year. Absolute Betrayal, awesome, love this one. Everything about it. I don't think I need to explain. It looks really good. I liked how the transition into it becoming more dark and stuff was good. It felt natural. I liked the intro. Hinting at everything about this is great. Everything about Absolute Betrayal is great in my opinion. It's one of my favourites this year. I always love the lore story-driven episodes because they can get really good, like Absolute Betrayal. The bus stop video, I thought that was pretty good. I thought it was pretty decent. I'll put it at the bottom of A tier. I probably could move some of these to B tier and then actually use D tier. Okay, I think that more accurately reflects things. I actually used the D one. Okay, what do we have next? Into the Mario-verse. This one was alright. It was nicely Tari voiced and her in a major role. I didn't see do in too many major roles this year. It's pretty solid, pretty decent. It wasn't anything too special though. It was nice to see the different Taris and stuff. It was there were some funny moments in it, but it's not too memorable. So I'll just put it sort of end of B tier. Would I consider? Actually, I might lower it. I don't think it's. I might raise this one. What do we have next? Oh, this one. When the lawsuit arc began with this episode, I mean, it didn't begin with it, but when we knew it was an arc, I was quite excited for it. I thought this was a really good setup. I thought the first episode was good at setting everything up with Lawyer Kong and stuff, but this one, which was actually setting up the plot and what the focus of the arc would be and stuff, this was a good way of starting. It was really good what they hinted, the setting up of the barrier, the firewall, the setting up of Mario and everyone else reverting back to normal, the setup of them having to go through maybe become an Inkling again. That was all good. It's just they fucked it up. All they had to do was not fuck it up. They had good setup here. With Mario's in Splatoon 3, it's just it was nice. Again, Maggie's characterized very well. It was nice to see Inkling Maggie again in the new animation style, which is high quality. But it's just the only major disappointment of this one. Also, we got to see SMG4's new design, which was cool. But before it was officially used. But the problem is that they ended the the whole thing of Mario going back to normal too quickly. That should have at least lasted for like 2 or 3 episodes minimum. That they could have made it last longer than that, really, because the arc should have been longer than 7 episodes, in my opinion. But there was nothing too egregious about this one. It didn't ruin the arc. At that point, the arc could have been very good still. This could have just been one of those mid episodes in an arc. That feel like the not as pointless. Like the If Mario Was a Newgrounds one, for example. Like it could have just been one of those episodes. And then we got Breaking with Luigi. Good episode if it was standalone. It had I don't think it ruined the old lawsuit arc either. But it was a good standalone episode. I don't think it's as good as people claim it is. Like, it's definitely not one of the best episodes of the year, I don't think. At least in my opinion. But, the problem is, and with this one, in terms of the lawsuit arc, ignoring that if it was standalone and everything the lawsuit was removed, it would be pretty decent, pretty solid, is, I don't know how to explain it. It's just such a weird... I did not expect this. When I saw this in my subscription box, I was so confused. I was not expecting anything like this. I guess I sort of hinted at it with the RV in the Splatoon video, which seemed a bit weird and out of place, thinking back to it in that video before this one. But it's just such a weird way to take it. I was not expecting this. And it's not like Breaking with Luigi. What I think they should have done to make this episode more important to the arc was not have Luigi revert back to normal. He should have stayed like Breaking with Luigi for the remainder of the arc. Or he should have returned at some point, other than just in the rap battle and the end scene. What they could have had, Luigi, realising he needed to step up, help with friends, and then he become Breaking with Luigi at the end again. And, Breaking with Luigi, I guess that's what I'll call it. It's pretty funny. He was pretty funny. It was nice that he was voice acted properly. But yeah, it's just weird way to take the arc. It was a bit odd. But again, it didn't have to be ruined at that point. It didn't have to be ruined. This is where I initially really liked this video. And I still really like it. I think it's pretty damn solid. I think the parts with the Wikipedia part and the parts with the different game ideas were funny. They were pretty solid. And the ending, even though, it was tense, it was good, well animated. Obviously, it's repeat of the YouTube arc. What happened to that? But it didn't have to. Wasn't ruined at this point. They could have done it. They could have basically made an improved YouTube arc. They could have, had the deaths remain, for more than one episode. Even though, I'll get onto it later. I think it was, I like when the series gets dark. As you can probably tell, and I thought it was pretty good. There were some really good shots in it. The last shot of this video is really good. There's something about it that's just really striking, really almost not iconic, but it's just really memorable. I thought it was that shot that stand out to me. I thought it represented everything really well. But the problem is, this was the beginning of worries for I think a lot of people, because I was probably a bit too optimistic about where the arc was going to go. But this was when people started getting worried, I think, because it was a bit similar to the YouTube arc, and at that point I think we all knew Rotfi was going to end the arc, so it was a bit worrying. But this is where it got ruined properly. This is where they fucked up. This episode right here. But the thing is, this is, again, if this was somehow a standalone video of just Mario escaping Nintendo, it would be really good. It was really funny, well animated. The problem is that this was part of an arc, and it happened. So the beginning was sweet, with Mario and SMG4, and the escape sequence was funny, but they just did it wrong. They shouldn't have done, for starters, one problem in this episode is that we barely see Luigi, Bob, and Boopkins, even though they survived. We don't even see Bob and Boopkins react. Actually, no, we don't see Boopkins react to anything in this one. And it was Phoenix Wright who was there for some reason. No, I mean, as in he was there in the scene, but for some reason they didn't do anything with him during this episode. He didn't even react to all the characters dying. And then in this one, Phoenix Wright just shows up randomly, and he doesn't really have any role after that in the arc at all. And Bob Boopkins and Luigi don't appear at all, which is fucking strange. And the problem is that they basically, even though it's better than how they did it in the YouTube arc, because the stakes were still there when they brought back every character at the end. They still brought back every character. There was not really that much payoff for them coming back. When Mario, if there had been more episodes between Goodbye SMG4 and Nintendo Claims of the Video, if there was more episodes between that, more time, and there's more stuff that happened, that scene where Mario was like tearing up would have been way more impactful. And they just shouldn't have done. This arc was too short, which was one of the main problems of it. And so just not that emotional payoff that would have happened otherwise if it was probably longer. Even if it just making it longer overall would have probably fixed that problem. So even though it was better than how the YouTube arc did it, because there's still the risk of them being deleted. I mean, not deleted. Being or failing the lawsuit. They made that clear in the video. It didn't end. It ended on a sort of triumphant note, like the penultimate YouTube arc video. But it was good. It was better than the YouTube arc. In Goodbye episode SMG4, sort of at that point, but not really. But that I think the way they handled the character bring back was only slightly better. There's a lot of problems with it. This is where the arc, it wasn't going to be on the same tier as even like the Rapper Bob arc, which I think was a good arc, really good arc. It's just the Rapper Bob arc, isn't the most memorable, isn't the best arc there is. And at that point, the Lawsuit arc, it was clear it wasn't going to be anything more than mid at best. It wasn't even going to be good like the Rapper Bob arc. It wasn't going to be great. It was just going to be mid, or could even be bad. And then we got What For You 2022. So this is not my favourite. If we ignore the arc stuff, this wasn't one of my favourite What Fees in terms of the challenges. There were some good ones in there, but some of them just weren't that good in my opinion. Just they weren't that funny or they weren't that interesting. But then obviously, even though the challenges were a bit weak, there were some good ones. When they were good, they were good. But aside from that, the song was probably the second. I still prefer What For 2021, but What For 2022 is probably second best in my opinion, and it's more similar to a rap than 2021, so it has that over that one. That's also really well made. The What For the rap in this one was probably the best animation on the SMG4 channel, as I've said somewhere before. I don't know. I'll just leave it here for now. I don't know where to put it. But the way it was the end to the arc, it was just a repeat of everything we've seen, and I was so shocked actually, because I didn't think it would be this sort of mid, this sort of a not interesting way to end it. Like I was expecting something else to happen, as in I expected them to end it in a more interesting way. It's just they rap at the end, and then Lord Kong's defeated, and he just pisses off. And the way he pissed off was funny, but it's just that's it, really. And I mean, I guess having the the Miyamoto appear at the end, that was interesting, and I liked how I liked the way they brought back the redesign, especially with Bob and Boopkins. That was funny, but it's just that shouldn't have been the way the arc ended. I mean, it could have been. They could have ended in a court trial, but maybe not Watfee. And they should have had Bob Boopkins play a bigger role to justify the redesign. So also SMG3, I guess, as Sybil said somewhere. And it was just Lawyer Kong. He just pisses off. That was funny actually. I actually like that. That was just so fucking weird way to send off his character. But yeah, it was just we didn't even. Also, the nitpick I had, I wish they had the challenges had featured more characters in it, as in, you know, some characters that were in the you know, on both sides that we see in the courtroom never actually do any challenges. The biggest one, notable one, is Kaizo. He talks in the beginning, but then he doesn't compete in any challenges. Nor does like SMG1 and 2 or Anti-Cast, the Jeeves, but who cares about Jeeves? But even they could have had the Teletubby that was there, the man in Teletubby that was just there. He didn't compete in anything. Actually, no, Rimpu actually did compete. I don't know why I said the Anti-Cast. And then also there's some Nintendo characters. Well, we didn't see Peach. We could have seen like Bowser compete in the second one. Waluigi, did he compete in one? I don't think he did. And yeah, this was just not the way to end it. This was just not the way to end it. Or if they wanted to end this arc this way, they should have had it be a bit less, you know, serious with these two, to maybe justify it a bit more. Because like we shouldn't the end, you know, and they shouldn't have done the next, you know, huge stakes arc be what again. They just shouldn't have done that. But anyway, you've had enough of criticism about that. Light bulb episode, very strong. I liked it a lot. I'm going to move lawsuit out of A. I don't think it should be there. Not lawsuit. What for 2022? Where should I put this? I'm going to put this here. I've been putting them all in the same place recently. These sort of ones that are right next to each other. I should move them. I'll move you down to B. You just no, you shouldn't. I don't know. There's a lot of like this episode. Again, if it was like the meme games, if it was stand alone, it would have been very strong. Mostly, the challenges held it back. So I'll put it here. Yeah, I'll put it here. I don't know where to put it. This one could go anywhere. This isn't where I'm going to finish it probably. The bullying. I didn't talk about. Yeah, this was just a good standalone SMG4 Mario video. It was just really entertaining and funny. It was a good way of showcasing off the new model properly. Then we've got Ballin'. This one had a great fight scene, great animation. It was very funny throughout. I think they started after, you know, people, they briefly picked it up quite a lot after, you know, the big fiasco that was the lawsuit arc. They picked up quite a bit. I think I'll go here. Should this be here? No, I like that one. I'll keep it there. Yeah, I don't have much more to say about it. These two are just quite solid in my opinion. POV or Mario, it was alright. You know, I kind of liked how Meggy was written in this one, but kind of didn't. I like that they brought up her being in college again, finally. I don't know why it took so long for that to be brought up again. And, you know, they haven't really went on it. You know, hopefully they finish her being in college very soon. Hopefully. This is an episode that takes place at Omnia this year that just finishes that off, finally, and then we can get on to the coaching stuff, finally. Anyway, again, I don't have much more to say about this one. It was entertaining. There were some good, funny moments in it. But, you know, this one, simulator video, definitely one of the better if Mario's is in, so it's just Mario, basically, but it wasn't that entertaining, didn't care much about it. I'll just put it, it's not that bad, it's just not, I think I'll put it here. Just not something I'd come back to, probably. I really liked How to Train Your Mario. You know, I see Canon Law. There were a lot of appearances. Reether appeared again. Obviously, can't complain about that. I'm gonna put it. You know, I'll put it here. I've been putting way too many in this part recently. I need to stop that. Don't Hug Me on Mario. That was pretty funny. Good animation, good songs. Again, another Mario SMG4 video. I like that. You know, this is what most, if Mario was in, should be now, where like someone tags along with him, maybe at least. Don't know where I'm gonna put it though. I think I'll put it. Definitely would rather watch it over this one. Probably over this one. I'll put it at top V2. Mario Series Deliver, Reether, don't need to say any more. Reether appeared again. I really like Reether, don't know why. I just like these random characters. I'm going to put it here. Yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Video ends when you stop watching. I like this one. It's always nice to see SMG3 be the main focus of a video. I think this is the first time this year where he's a focus. I really liked it. SMG4 is one of my favourite characters. No complaints here. So I think I honestly feel the same about this one and the How to Train Your Mario. So I'll put it here. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this one focuses on not Mario, which is always nice. Bowling for Dummies, good animation. There was a lot of funny moments in it, but it's not that. It was pretty solid. I honestly don't know how else to describe it. Again, it's one of those videos where I don't have much to say about it. It was pretty solid. I'd watch it again. It was funny. Christmas special. So about the Christmas. Oh, the last one. Finally, we're on the last one. Christmas special. So this one was a bit controversial, but I thought it was pretty solid. Again, I think I'll put it above Lawsuit. I liked that we saw those characters that we haven't seen in a while, Kaiser, SMG1 and 2. I liked, Mario and Melanie interacting and having, a meaningful, sort of like heartfelt thing. I think that works for Christmas a lot. I think it's better than last year's Christmas special and also 2020's, because it's a bit more of an emotional thing to it between Mario and Melanie. That's more emotional, and I like that. I think that works for the Christmas special end of year one. My main problem is mostly that it's just too similar to 2020 and 2021's Christmas specials. There's not that. I mean, this one's definitely a lot more different compared to like 2020 and 2021 compared, because they were both sort of like one of those scene videos, both of them. So that way those two sort of blended in with each other. But this one obviously wasn't one of those. It was a consistent plot throughout. But I think the fact it took place at the castle, had most characters. You can just just all get the same sort of feeling from it. And it's just it's not as different as like the 2018 Christmas special. Even though, that was the end of an arc and end of a character arc. And it was focused on Bob solely, and the 2019 one was a parody of Home Alone. Like, there's a lot more separating those two from these three videos. Those two stand on by themselves quite a lot, but the recent Christmas specials felt a bit too samey in a way. So even though I think this is probably the stronger one out of the recent three, it was definitely, they could have done a bit more, something more interesting with it in a way. I don't know how to though. I did like, it was a sweet little episode though. I think it was a nice little episode to end the year on. And I finished. I think this is my finalised one. I might, before I post this anywhere, I might reorganise some stuff. But this is basically, as you can tell, I like the lore stuff. I think overall 2022 was a bit underappreciated. I think most episodes were pretty solid. It's just some stuff tanked it. The overall reputation of it was tanked by the lawsuit arc, the Psycho mini arc being rushed, and the infamous episode down here. Those were all that tanked it. Also Meggy, also some just overlapping problems that aren't really big in individual episodes, but are big overall in the entire series. So like Mario, how he was characterized in some episodes, Meggy's characterization since like sort of Elsie took over the voice, I guess. Also the redesigns, how to figure about that. And that was something that's going to affect a lot of episodes for a lot of people. And yeah, I think but if you looked at every episode individually when looking at the year, and it was not bad. There was just very few, in my opinion, like very few not memorable, sort of boring ones. Well, I'd say from around here, everything here is solid, and then it's just these ones that I just wouldn't really watch again. Actually, no, this one was pretty decent. I don't know where the cutoff would be. It was just definitely these ones here are the ones I wouldn't watch again. I just didn't find them that interesting. And actually, this one I might watch again, but cut off at the end, because again, this could have been really great. Anyway, that's it for me rambling for what's an hour, probably close to an hour now. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know how to talk more quickly or whatever, or condense my thoughts. Anyway, if you've watched that this long, wow. But yeah, that's it. I might do a 2021 ranking at some point, because I might as well. I've got loads of free time. Just around this time for some reason. I don't know why. I'm in my final year of school, but I have quite a lot of free time recently. That's why I've been uploading quite a lot. But yeah, so look out for that. And yeah, bye, I guess, the